Let's take a look at Liz Truss and her gaffes. Did you see that? She walked into the middle, not knowing where the door was. What a silly goat.
Of our cheese. That is a disgrace.
Look how serious she was about
The Irish tea sock, we will be taking into account our high standards.
the Irish
Make sure
tea sock.
our farmers are undermined. In December, I'll be in Beijing, opening up new pork markets. Thanks to our new rigorous national curriculum.
Liz Truss is wonderful. Liz Truss is wonderful. She's a little quirky. Who cares? That means she understands power a little bit. She's a little bit quirky. She's opened up pork markets in Beijing. Fantastic. In the very beginning, let's look at her, get lost. Well, okay, she didn't know where the door was, right? It makes me think of George W. Bush when he tried to open the door and it was stuck. But you know what? They're goddamn human and shit happens. But this doesn't even look that bad. It almost is like saying, hey, I'm Liz Truss. Here I am. I'm Liz Truss. She made a speech. People liked her, got a warm reception, and got a nice little applause at the very end. And as she walked out, the door was over this way, and she was walking this way. Who gives a shit? The person corrected the damn thing, and she, found her way. I once heard that the biggest fear of an Englishman is to endure the tiniest bit of humiliation. So why would you beat up on somebody for barely messing up in life? Ha ha, Liz Truss, you slightly messed up in life. Really? I mean, she's a Tory, right? She's a conservative. So she's probably not going to, fight for a right to unionization, probably not going to fight for a constitution, probably not going to fight for any rights and freedoms, probably no constitution, right? No Bill of Rights, no constitution. When she was younger, she wanted to abolish the monarchy. Is she going to try to do something like that? No. That's probably the best way to pacify a radical, right? Make her prime minister. If we make you prime minister, will you not abolish the monarchy then? Fine. And then she was saying about the cheese, 2/3 of the cheese that they have in England, in the United Kingdom, is imported. They should be making their own goddamn cheese. 2/3? And it wasn't just the cheese, there was like a bunch of other products too. So basically, she's saying that the United Kingdom is importing all this stuff when they could be making all this stuff. She's right. She's absolutely right. So I think it's kind of crazy that people are going to, kind of beat up on Liz Truss. Here's Liz Truss when she was talking about, abolishing the monarchy. This is who they're thinking about turning into the prime minister. This is exciting stuff. Make sure you go buy your Buicks. 0 APR.
The next speaker is Elizabeth Truss from Oxford West and Abingdon and president of the Oxford University Liberal Democrats. And would Norman Baker stand by, please? Elizabeth.
Conference. Before addressing this amendment, I have a few words for the press, who seem to be taking a close interest in this debate. This party, unlike Labour, will not duck and weave from debating the issues people are interested in. When they come to examine what we stand for, unlike the figure at the centre of this debate, we will not be caught with no clothes on. There are two main problems with this amendment, Conference. It does not give us a Dutch bicycling monarchy. In fact, the amendment does not change the position of the monarch at all. It does not allow women to succeed, the same as it allows men to succeed. It will not abolish any of the current constitutional powers that the monarch has. And moreover, this amendment does not give the people of Britain a say. It gives them no chance to vote on a referendum. I agree with Paddy Ashdown when he said, everybody in Britain should have the chance to be a somebody. But
So let's come back to that. I want to compare and contrast what England has to go through versus what America has to go through, right? Boris Johnson, he, went to a COVID party. He didn't wear a mask. He had to step down, right? So basically, a tiny little scandal means that's the end of their political career. Meanwhile, sometimes it means that in America, but sometimes a nice little scandal actually increases that Greg Giaforte, he fucking body slammed the reporter, got elected twice. So sometimes you had Gavin Newsom, who had a COVID party, re-elected governor. So, what I'm trying to say here is, in America, you have, goddamn Lauren Boebert. Recently, you had Lauren Boebert. And I said I'm going to go back to that, but I don't know how to do the... Actually, I'm going to come back to Lauren Boebert, okay? Lauren Boebert had her... 911 was called on her husband. They were driving up and down with a truck or some shit over there in Rifle, Colorado. Let's finish Liz Truss's monarchy bashing speech. And then we'll, this isn't a gaffe. This is actually quite exciting. This means you might get a radical to become prime minister. And, she might be a Tory now. She might be a right-wing conservative now. But she's still the same person, too. So this is, what an incredible trajectory. What an incredible trajectory.
Opportunity for all. We believe in fairness and common sense. We believe in referenda on major constitutional issues. We do not believe that people should be born to rule, or that they should put up and shut up about decisions that affect their everyday lives. Do you, conference, believe that? Do you? I was being interviewed by Newsnight earlier this afternoon. And we were filmed asking members of the public what they thought about the monarchy. We came across a group of 3 people. I'd say they were around 50, 60, look fairly middle class, rather smart, in fact rather reactionary, to be perfectly frank. We asked them their opinion of the monarchy. Do you know what they said? They said, abolish them. We've had enough. But believe it or not, conference, they didn't say this once. We met another group of people and another group of people, and all 3 groups of people said, abolish the monarchy. In fact, conference, we couldn't find a single monarchist outside the Royal Pavilion. How ironic. I believe that the disillusioned of Brighton should have a chance to vote on this issue, because I believe, like most Liberal Democrats, in democracy. Democracy with a capital D. Thank you, conference. Vote against Amendment 1 and vote for the motion.
She killed that. Oh my God. So she was a little quirky, but she was right. So there's a couple things I want Britain to do. You don't just need to abolish your monarchy. You also need a constitution with at least 100 freedoms in the Bill of Rights. You also need quit saying signal and university without the university, the signal, a signal. You goddamn it, a university. Why are you so anti-article? It's the signal. You're losing signal, you're losing the signal. You're going to go to university, you're going to the university. Learn to use the A and N. Use your articles. Also, TV. You're on the telly. You ain't on the telly. You're on the TV, motherfucker. You're going up on a lift to your flat. No, you're going up on an elevator to your apartment, motherfucker. Lift, flat. I guess they're single syllable words. Y'all been around longer. Maybe your English is better. Maybe it's worse because y'all think you know it all and you... Last but not least, England, you need to learn to drive on the correct side of the road. You need to drive on the correct side of the road, motherfucker. You drive on the left side? No wonder England is so goddamn backwards. You're driving on the wrong side of the road. So let's look up, Lauren Boebert. husband. So apparently he's driving up and down the road trying to run into the damn mailbox or something. It says allegedly. Allegedly. Let's see. Do I want to... which one of these videos we'll go with? TYT. We'll give you...
Around the country, a woman's right to choose is under assault.
All right, Adam Schiff.
Lauren Boebert's sex offender husband, Jason Boebert, recently had the cops called on him for running over a mailbox and verbally assaulting his neighbors, which is what any good, classy person would do. You know, real follower of Christ would, terrorize their neighbors the way that Boebert's husband has in this case. Now, the Denver Post released the 911 call made by one of the neighbors during this dispute. Let's take a listen.
There's a domestic situation happening right in front of my driveway, and now he's driving away, I think, just about fighting. It's bad. It's Lauren Boebert's jackass husband, Jason. He's running over my mailbox right now. Stop, you jackass! Get the out of here.
Okay,
yeah,
I need
there's about to be some shit going down here.
Okay, who is the gentleman that went up your
Boebert's
mailbox?
jackass husband.
Lauren?
Jason Boebert.
Jason? Okay.
Lauren Boebert.
What's he driving?
Yeah, Lauren Boebert, the congresswoman. His kid was racing up and down our 25-mile-an-hour street doing 50 miles an hour in a Razor, and then he told my neighbor to f*** off when he came out to tell him to slow down. And the next thing we know, his dad, Jason, comes down here trying to claim that somebody took a swing at his kid, and nobody did. But this guy, Jason Boebert, is as dumb as a post, but this guy is so
And he's driving up and down the road, apparently drunk. Driving up and down the road, apparently fucking drunk. Oh, okay. And I'm supposed to what? Pick on Liz Truss because she wants to open up new pork markets in Beijing? And she's, weirdly, overly happy about that. Good for her. Let's open up new pork markets in Beijing, I think opening up all the goddamn markets you can open up in all the fucking cities you can open up is a good idea. And if she's a little bit quirky, so what? Is her policies correct? And is she going to lead the, country in the correct direction? Tax cuts. She may have to raise taxes. She may not do tax cuts. I don't know. I don't want to hear that she's going to stick with the tax cuts no matter what. But, Anyways. Come on, England. Have some perspective.